Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesigntechtips.com. We're continuing our little theme of glowing things. We've got these glowing buttons and we've got some glowing frames. Today we're going to build these little text boxes with some scanner type bars rolling down the left hand side, a bit like a scanner effect. Really easy to do. We're using a bit of pre-built code today. And thanks goes out to Keely for this piece of code. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I'm going to enable my Visual Builder. Okay, once enabled, I'm going to go down and I'm simply going to delete the rows these boxes are in right here. And we'll add a new row. I'm going to use 3 columns. Use what you want, it'll work whatever size you choose. Now before we add the code, let's go to the theme customizer, which is where we'll write the code. To get there, go down to your dashboard, to appearance, customize. Once you get to the customizer, you'll be on this page right here. We want to go to the additional CSS, and here's the code I've actually written for that today, and I'll get rid of that and we'll start from scratch. Now we'll give it a title. Always a good idea to give CSS a title so you can find things easier. So that'll be // // anything between the 2 stars will not be read as code. So it's a great place for titles or for notes. So we'll call this scanner box. Okay, let's publish this. And we'll refresh this page. Okay, well let's go down and I'm going to add a row with 3 columns. In fact, I've added that already. And I'm going to put a code module in our first one here. Hit the little plus icon. Divi comes with all the light grey modules, plenty enough to build just about any site. I'm going to use a code module today. Then I'm going to go over to our CodePen site here and copy all of our HTML here from the opening div to the closing div at the bottom there. And this will give us 2 boxes just like this. I'm only actually going to want one, so we'll sort that out in a moment. So I've got all that HTML copied there, Control C. Let's go back to our page and we'll paste it in our code module right here. And as you can see, it's put something in there, but there's not much to it. All it's seeing really is a couple of divs and a bit of writing here. And I only want the one. Let's select the second one and delete it. I only want the first one there. Great. Okay, so we've got the one box there. Now we need to apply the CSS. So let's save this. We'll save our page changes. Let's exit the Visual Builder. I'm going to go back to my theme customizer. I'm just going to refresh the page one more time. And I'm going to go over to our CodePen while that's refreshing. And now I'm going to copy all of the CSS here. Now I don't need the body because we've got our own body, but I do need anything from copy-box onwards. So I've taken all of that all the way down to the bottom from the first class name of .copybox. Control C to copy. Now let's go back to my customizer. That's what we've got at the moment. Additional CSS. Here's the title we put in. I'm going to paste that CSS underneath there. And there we have it. We've got our little box there. Now a couple of things. That box is way too skinny for me. I want it to fill out the whole of the third there because we've got 3 columns. I want to make that writing white so we can see it. And you may decide to change the colors on your line here as well. So let's take care of all of that. If we look at our slide back up to the top, look at our copy box, position relative, display inline block, that's fine, margin fine, width. If I take that line away, it should take up the whole of the available space. There we go, that's 1/3, that's what I wanted right there. So I just removed the width there. Background color, that's fine, you can put any hex color or any color you want in there. For instance, if you wanted it to be red, you can just put red in there. Obviously that's not going to work, but That's if you want to change the color to match something else on your site. There's the font family. It just says sans-serif, any font that you can grab. That's fine. If you want to put a different one in there, that's fine too. The color there is the actual color of the font. I want mine to be white, which is FFF. There we go. That's fine. That makes that stick out a lot better. Now here's the actual line itself. You've got the box shadow and background color. If you want to change that, you can do so here. Again, let's just put red in. And you see that's changed to red, and we do the same for the box shadow. Or of course you can put in a hex code. It's sort of more Knight Rider-ish there. I'm quite happy with that aqua, but that's if you want to change that. It's in the copy box line just down below. So let's put it back how it was. There we go, that's fine. Great, well I don't really need to change a whole lot, but what I want to do is put different amounts of text in 3 little boxes here. So I want to make sure they're all the same size, and to do that I'm going to add my own piece of code in the actual copy box right here, and I'm going to give it a minimum height. I'm going to say minimum height, say 300 pixels, depending on how much text you want to put in there. You can adjust that accordingly. Now when I copy this over and put different amounts of text in, they'll all remain the same height. So that's all I really wanted to change there. So let's publish this, and we'll go back to our page, and I need to refresh this. There we go, and we got our little copy box. Well, let's add a little hover effect to this that's kind of going to match our little scanner line there. So I was going to use a sort of blue and put a little border around and a bit of blue box shadow to make it look like a glow, but only when we hover on it. So let's enable the visual builder. Once enabled, we'll go down to our little box here. First, let's give it a border. Let's go to design and border. Now we can round off the corners if you want to, but I'm going to leave mine just as they are. So let's give it border width of 1 pixel. And let's make it a kind of similar sort of aqua type blue, something like that. There we go, and that's fine, but I only want to see that on hover. So common to most Divi modules, if you hover over the dark writing here, some icons will appear. They've got a little arrow there. We can set a desktop state. Well, I'm going to have that transparent on the desktop state when the mouse is not on it. When the mouse is on it, I want that nice aqua color again. So we got that when we hover on it, and we got that when we're not. Great. Now to add a bit of drama, like a bit of a neon light effect, we'll use a bit of box shadow. If we roll down a little bit, there's box shadow. I'm going to use this type of box shadow. Can't really see anything because the generic one's a dark color. Let's put that aqua in there, or that sort of light blue that we've been using. And there we are, we've got more of a glow effect. But again, I really only want to see that on hover. So again, I'm going to hover over dark writing that says shadow color there, hit the little arrow, desktop, don't want to see that because I'm going to make it transparent. Hover, I want that to be the nice blue color. So we've got that on desktop, that on hover, and this on desktop. A little sort of neon glow effect. I think that's going to work quite well. And the time Divi takes to go from desktop or non-hover state to hover state by default is 300 milliseconds, which is pretty quick. I'm going to slow it down a little bit for a bit of drama, and to do that, same with all modules, go over to advanced. You've got transitions. Here's the transition duration. There's the default 300 mils. I'm going to slide mine up to about 700. And I like to use ease in and ease out. That way when you bring your mouse off of it, it eases back out again. But that's entirely up to you. So we'll save this. Then what we'll do, we'll clone it, presuming that you're happy with everything that's going on. and we'll add some different text to each one. So to clone it, hit the two little boxes, and clone it twice, drag one over, doesn't matter which one, they're all identical. There we go. And let's put some text in them then. For the first one here, I'm going to go into it, and it's all this white writing just after the div there. Now if you know a bit of HTML, you can put headers in there, H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and paragraph text. You can put images, put what you want in there. But I'm going to keep it simple and just replace the writing they've got in there. And it'll come up as a sans-serif according to the CSS. So I'm going to go over to lorem ipsum. Here's some lorem ipsum. Let's put this in the first one. There we go, I'll put a full stop on the end. Let's go into our second one and put a different bit in. For this one, let's grab that. And again, we just select the white writing, paste it in there, Control V to paste. There it is right there. And the last one, let's grab a little bit more writing. Save this one. And replace our white writing again. There we go, and as you can see, we've got different amounts of writing in each one there. Let's just duplicate the row. This row, we can hit duplicate. Duplicate you can do with sections, rows, modules, pretty much anything. And we're pretty much good to go. Obviously you want to change your text in these ones. Let's save our changes, save the page changes, and exit the visual builder. And there we go, there's our little scanner boxes. And when we hover over, we've got that little neon glow and that little neon border that pops in. That's a quite nice little effect. If people are mousing around your site, that happens, it's going to get their eyeballs on it pretty quickly. As will that automated scanner right there. That's pretty cool. So there you go guys, there's how to create a scanner box type effect using a bit of CSS once again. Big thank you to Keely for supplying this. I'll put this URL below, and I'll put the CSS that we've written today down below also for anybody that wants to use it. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.